we edit
Oh,
shit.
it's all right. So yeah, just like continuing on with like all the things that went on throughout the day and everything, um, from like the last uh, installment of this, the previous episode, right? Freaking that first day was pretty freaking hairy. Like a lot of shooting, a lot of freaking exchange of fire and shit like that through the cemetery and whatnot. And we had tracks freaking lined up all down Miami with LAVs and then freaking tanks over in the traffic circle and shit like that, freaking holding holding the route down toward freaking down the old city, and then having to divert our geometries of fire away from that freaking mosque that you see over there on the left side. Freaking the we had a little bit of a freaking fight going on up on the northern end of the cemetery or northwestern end over there. See that area right there is like an amusement park. No fucking shit. It's like got a Ferris wheel and stuff. All right. And there was some dudes freaking, firing weapons and shit like that from a rooftop and freaking.
Were they going around in the Ferris wheel?
No. There's buildings over there like school buildings and shit like that. Freaking so like freaking Sean Hameister had to fucking smoke this one dude off the top of a fucking building and stuff, and that was pretty fucking cool. And then like I got freaking Chris Smith, one of our overweight dudes and shit like that. I mean, we called him Fat Smith, because we had more than one Smith. We had freaking the one that we called Ricky, Chris Smith, and then freaking Sean Smith is Fat Smith. That's what it is. So yeah, Sean Smith is Fat Smith, Chris Smith is Ricky, right? And he's called Ricky because he freaking dropped out of freaking recon screening and shit like that, and then freaking came to the fleet. So it was kind of like our way of sort of making fun of him a little bit, but
Old Ricky Recon.
He's a good dude. Yeah, he's a good dude. He was an 0311 and shit like that, and pretty fucking solid, all the way through and shit like that. Always was a good dude. And then, so he works now as a firefighter over on Camp Lejeune. He's a really good guy. I've seen him a couple of times while I was out there, friggin' living out in Camp Lejeune. Talk about the old days and stuff like that. And he'd seen all this stuff from a different perspective because he was in first section. So we got Fat Smith, Sean Smith, standing on top of a fucking of a vehicle, right? Like on the fucking hood of the vehicle, firing over the wall. This is down Miami, a little bit closer to the southern side and shit like that, closer to the traffic circle, you know what I mean? And Aguayo, his freaking his vehicle commander, is like, "Hey, fucking Smith, get the fuck down and shit like that, right?" He's like, "I'm not some trigger happy boot. I know what I'm doing." And he's just fucking capping dudes. Fucking, he had like this 10 power fucking optic and shit like that his uncle had sent him attached to his M4. He had an M4. They gave Ricky and freaking Fat Smith both M4s and shit like that. And I don't know why, but whatever.
Oh yeah, you guys were rocking the fucking A2, the A2s, right?
We had the A4s, so the rest of us had the fucking muskets and shit. And these fucking dudes, Ricky and Smith, they both got freaking M4s and shit like that. Joyens and Johnson, they got 203s that were still freaking mounted onto A2s and shit.
Yeah,
so it was kind of like fucking just what it was, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and, ghetto shit.
Yeah, ghetto as fuck, right?
Yeah.
With the old fucking the old block like upper handguard fucking part and shit like that. Or yeah.
It's like having a regular Nintendo in a world of fucking...
Well, that was the time, you know what I mean? It was just part of the time. Freaking I think right about then is where the helicopter got shot down by a fucking RPG. And first section went in to go do the recovery and shit like that, and freaking PSD rolled in there too. They took the freaking machine gun off the helicopter and mounted it on top of one of their fucking turrets and shit like that. And yeah, so that was it was good for them because they got to fucking increase their rate of fire just a little bit. You know what I mean? Go from a freaking regular 50 caliber machine gun that fires at 450 to 550 rounds per minute to a freaking M3 fucking machine gun and shit like that fires at like fucking 750 to 800.
Take the same bullet, right?
Badass.
Oh no, it's 50 cal. Okay, I was thinking 240.
Yeah, it's still a 50 cal.
Yeah.
But the differences are that like freaking the barrel is like a no change barrel and shit like that, right? And the freaking the bushing inside of the freaking barrel support, it's not there, so the trunnion's a lot larger, a lot bigger hole, and the buffer inside of the fucking backplate and buffer assembly and shit like that is like twice as big. It like takes up pretty much the whole fucking width of the backplate, as opposed to having like this small one and shit like that, right? So it takes up pretty much the whole width of the fucking backplate. And then there's some other freaking components inside of the bolt that are different. It doesn't have like an accelerator stop lock. It has a freaking firing pin, retaining pin really, or firing pin extension retaining pin that goes from the top down and then just locks over, replacing the accelerator stop lock.
So
like little changes like that.
Yeah, that's fucking. I can't believe you guys figured out how to mount it on a goddamn Humvee. That's pretty cool. Right. How did you pull that off?
It's got all the same freaking mounting points. They just freaking applied a pintle to that motherfucker, or put it onto the cradle. If it didn't have a pintle, they probably just freaking locked it into a Mark 64 cradle and shit like that, and then fucking fed the ammo into it the same way. I mean,
that was a Huey that got shot down, right?
Yeah, it was a Huey that got shot down, so the Cobra couldn't fly anymore. So we lost our freaking our rotary wing fucking air support and shit like that. And that night, we finally got fucking more air support from Basher, which is this fucking big ass AC-130 and shit like that, flying up overhead. And when we got into the nighttime, it was really fucking crazy. Like we freaking stopped pushing. Basically, like most of the fucking dudes kind of like went firm in the cemetery and shit like that. And then freaking we consolidated fucking tanks and LAR around the traffic circle so we wouldn't lose any of that fucking ground, or we could fucking block all those routes and shit like that. And then I was up all fucking night. I remember like we're not like really sleeping or anything like that. We're just in the fucking truck, you know, panning and scanning through the past 13 and shit, looking in the cemetery, watching dogs carrying fucking body parts around and shit in thermals.
Was like the dogs were like the white hot, but the arm, it was like an arm shape, but it was black.
Yeah, a little bit. It was a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
Were you guys taking fire, or was it like?
We would take some shots and stuff, but not a lot. Like freaking, we'd be like sat up on top of the trucks because the Mahdi dudes, they didn't have fucking night vision capabilities or anything like that, so they pretty much stopped fighting in the nighttime, except for freaking what they could see as far as like dudes moving or hearing fucking crunching and shit and rocks, and then coming up behind you and seeing the glowing of your fucking little fucking Kevlar squares and shit like that.
So they kept you awake while they probably did it in shifts and got the homies.
Well, every time they fucking came out of the ground and shit like that, Basher would be fucking waiting for them because she'd be up there. The gunner was a female, and hearing her voice over the fucking comms was like listening to this fucking beautiful angel and shit like that fucking talking to us. Everybody just wants to talk to Basher on the fucking comms and fucking like do a radio check with her. It's like, she's not the fucking COC, or she's not fucking Pale Red or fucking Mobile or anything like that. Like, that's not where your radio checks go, but you definitely want to fucking hear that chick talk on the radio.
Marine Corps we were talking about last episode. Marine Corps infantry is just a fucking dick fest, man. So
yeah, man.
It's a fucking dick fest.
So many dicks.
That's right. So many dicks. So God fucking hearing a woman's voice on the fucking comms was like really fucking chill, you know.
And like, a woman that can rain hell down on anything.
Oh,
which is hot.
And she was like, I had 7 Bravos, you know, like the fucking, it's a monocular freaking, what do you call that fucking thing? But it's got 2 eyepieces and shit.
Yeah, so it covers your whole face, but you're only looking out of one. You're basically, it's like a Cyclops sort of shit.
You got 1 objective lens and 2 freaking eyepieces and shit like that. So freaking, like, if you want to conserve your night vision, you just have to keep 1 eye closed.
Yeah. The boot camp.
Oh, yeah. You don't like seeing the green glow out of both eyes?
Yeah, but like once you take that fucking green off and shit like that, like you can't see a fucking thing. So what we always did was like fucking keep one eye fucking closed and shit. And it was fucking rough because like, your sighting eye or your good eye and shit like that for the past 13 is always going to be your right eye, especially if you're mounted with a freaking 240 or something like that. But I was on a Mark 19, so it really wasn't a big deal which eye I used. So I tried to use my left eye as much as possible, but I'd spent many a night with my fucking right eye, like switching them off and shit like that. And that's why my vision has gone to shit basically on my right eye mostly. I wear glasses now, and there's definitely a difference between the width of my lens on my right eye and my left eye. Like my right eye is considerably worse than my left eye is because of all that freaking night vision.
It's basically like sitting in front of those old tube TVs on snow and just having one eye pressed against it for 12 hours.
Yeah, so basically.
The female gunner too. Was she from the Huey? Because they normally have the female.
No. She was an AC-130 gunship.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So whenever whenever some shit would be going down, we'd know it and stuff like that because the finger of God would come down with like this fucking big old spot and then fucking shitload of fucking fire and shit like that coming down off the motherfucker, just dropping shit into the cemetery, but never into the old city or anywhere near the fucking mosque where those motherfuckers were. Because they'd be dragging all their wounded or fucking their dead and shit like that back to the fucking mosque as much as they could, and freaking using that as basically their aid station, their command center. Kind of fucked up, but it's, what they did.
Yeah. So even though they were violating the I guess whatever they called it with it's off limits unless they use it as a military installation, they still wouldn't let you guys. So like
they're not a government, or they're not an actual government or anything. That's not like a state-run fucking militia or a fucking state-run fucking army or anything like that. This is, some dude's fucking, or as Muqtada al-Sadr's fucking private army of fucking religious zealots and shit like that that work for him.
No, I mean they wouldn't let you guys go in, even though since they basically turned it into a military.
No, they wouldn't let us go.
Is that PR that they didn't want it on the news of Marines fucking burning down a mosque?
Well, that and like freaking, it's kind of like against the rules,
Yeah. Yeah. Don't get. I'll get started on. I'll get
like the whole law of war and thing and stuff, and like fucking destroying fucking vital infrastructure of religious fucking of things of religious importance and shit like that. And this is obviously a fucking massively freaking important historical site and shit like that.
Oh so, I forgot. It's not it's not just your average mosque. It was a
right.
Yeah.
But you still got like fucking Al Jazeera in Iraqi and shit like that saying that that's what we're doing, that they were fucking destroying the mosque and firing on it and shit like that. And they're fucking talking all kinds of shit. Like they had all these fucking propaganda photos and shit. One of the things that pissed us off when we got back after 3 nights fucking straight of this bullshit was like we got photos given to us from intel and shit like that, and it was Iraqis in a cemetery and shit like that with fucking Reynoso's Kevlar, and they were like putting their feet up on it and shit like that and fucking taking like happy snaps with their fucking guns like they were winning or some shit.
But they were.
That pissed us off.
But they were.
Yeah, that pissed us off like a lot. But yeah. All right, so the second day, let's go back to the night. That night and shit like that, kind of a funny instance was when we started fucking talking about going down to fucking 50% and shit like that for rest, right? So my VC, Corporal Bowden, is just like, hey, freaking, we're going to go 50% and shit like that. So Burns and Esquivel, you go to sleep and shit like that. Me and Davis, we're going to stay up, and Renfro, you're going to sleep with one eye open. Yeah. I thought that was really fucking funny.
Did you guys get that helmet back? That Kevlar back?
I don't think we did. No. Like freaking, yeah, it was freaking wild, dude. Like that whole night, it was just like fucking, it's like you're on. It's like fucking. you're on edge the entire time. You're just like completely fucking amped up from an entire day of fucking getting fucking shot at and shooting back and fucking RPGs fucking like bouncing off the wall or off of your truck and shit that still have the safety pin in them. Like this happened a couple of fucking times. It's happened to Brandow's truck in Cat Bravo where a fucking RPG got fired at him, still had the safety pin in, bounced off the fucking brush guard and shit like that, and fucking rolled down the motherfucker, right? And fucking was just chilling there and shit like that. Lucky as fuck that it didn't go off, but it fucking dead hit on that fucking truck. And then freaking, they'd fire a lot of the fucking RPGs and they'd airburst just short of us and above, like, you know, too high to hit and shit like that. And whatever, but like in one instance, like this is on the fucking second day, I'm up on the wall again and shit like that, and I'm sitting on the fucking turret with Burns. He's eyeballing into the fucking cemetery. And I'm sitting on the fucking backside of the fucking turret and shit like that, fucking scanning the rear and everything, and watching the buildings behind us and shit, making sure nobody fucking creeps up and freaking climbs up in the building and tries to shoot us in the back. You know what I mean? Because we had like these fucking 5-story buildings behind us. Like, go ahead, zoom into the cemetery. Or zoom in over by the traffic circle, I mean. Yeah, right there. Come on, back to the right, bottom right corner. Right over by Revolutionary Circle. There we go. Come in a little bit. Come in more. So the building on that fucking corner right there, the square building with the square cut out in it. Get into that one just on top of the circle.
Look at that gaggle fuck.
That's as close as I can zoom in.
Yeah. Well, if you could get to fucking ground view, you'd see that that's like a fucking 3 or 4 story building and shit. Next to it, on the fucking ground, the shorter building just on the north side of that thing, there's like this little fucking shop, right? There's like a 2-story, and freaking they fired this RPG from the cemetery, fucking went right by Burns and I, like fucking missed our heads by like fucking maybe 9 inches or some shit, and fucking comes down, arcs down, fucking ends up landing in that fucking chicken shack, right? Or fucking that little meat shop or whatever the fuck and everything like that, right? Fucking just blasts out, fucking blows all the windows out, right? And then the family that was in there, they were up on the fucking second floor. They like peek their heads up like real quick and shit. Like, oh, kid, like, what the fuck was that? And I fucking look at Burns. Yeah.
Oh shit! I'm just looking at some of these fucking hotels and shit. I'm like, god damn, they actually have fucking hotels in that shit.
Yeah. So Burns, he's sitting there fucking like pale as a fucking ghost and shit. This is like, you know, a resident fucking Redskin, fucking Cheyenne Indian dude and shit like that, big as fuck. And now he's just like fucking pale as fuck right now and shit because he's just got a fucking RPG fucking shot at his face. I'm like, Burns, you good? You okay? He's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, did you see the guy? He's like, nah, man, no. I'm like, fuck, dude, that was fucking close. So if you ever wonder what an RPG sounds like.
They go in this kind of trajectory too. They don't go in a straight line. They go in like a whoop. So it's fucking.
They stabilize after a second and shit like that, and they get a fucking, you know, like after the fucking booster fucking kicks off and the rocket motor fucking kicks in and shit like that, they start going quite a bit straighter. But that motherfucker, like, if you ever wondered what an RPG sounds like up close and shit like that when it misses you, it sounds like a fucking TIE fighter screaming by from fucking Star Wars and shit.
Oh, no shit.
What? It's fucking crazy. It was just loud as all fucking shit. It was like, oh my god, dude.
A TIE fighter, yeah.
Did you?
Obnoxious.
So, and you said you didn't see where it came from? It just...
No, it just came from in the cemetery. We didn't know how far it was in there. The dude just fucking popped up out of a hole, fired, and got back down. That's probably why he missed.
Well, hey, you guys, you said you were on your truck had a mark, right?
Yeah, we had a Mark 19.
Yeah, and, I would think that you guys would be the biggest target, right? Fucking grenades. You guys are lobbing fucking cans.
We were right next to we were also right next to a fucking LAV and shit like that. Like fucking, when I was down on the ground and shit like that, I fucking walked up over to the wall and I'm fucking looking over through and everything, trying to fucking find out who the fuck's shooting at us, because this is right after we got fucking a bunch more RPGs fucking volleyed at us and the air bursted up in the air. I'm fucking looking over the fucking wall and shit like that and fucking, you know, whatever, and doing my thing. and the fucking Bushmaster fucking 25 from the damn LAV just fucking fires a 3-round burst, pop, 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 right? And it's slightly behind me and shit like that, right? So I'm like, it just fucking rocked me. Like I was sick. Like I wanted to vomit. I couldn't hear shit. I couldn't fucking move. I'd been fucking deafened. Like the entire concussion from that fucking thing just fucking rocked my world. I'm like, fuck.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, never stand in front of a muzzle and shit like that, or forward of any muzzle of a gun. Like that shit's loud as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
Like you go deaf when fucking somebody fires a fucking M16 fucking by your head and shit like that. You know what I mean? But like with a fucking 25 mic, dude, that shit's fucking loud. That's like you see what a 50 cal does when it's fired and shit like that, just to the ground. It leaves all these like waves and all this fucking disturbance and shit because of all the amount of fucking force that's coming out of it and shit. The 25 was way worse.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, even with a 50 strap or, you know, locked into a metal tripod with sandbags over it still wants to fucking jump out of there.
Yeah, this is like a fucking 1-inch fucking round and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's fucking massive. So I'm like, fuck, I was fucking done. You know what I mean? It had been like 130 fucking degrees on those fucking, on the first and second day and shit like that. And we were like drinking maybe 1 or 2 fucking bottles of water.
That's what I
Adrenaline filled. All these symptoms that you're having of, you know, stop, go get some sleep. It's probably not occurring at all.
No, we didn't get any fucking sleep really. Completely.
I heard from other guys that were there that you guys were running low on everything. Was that?
Yeah.
What was your guys' resupply shit like?
Our resupply was our fucking company ops chief and shit like that. At the time, Master Sergeant Smith, he retired as a Master Guns. And some old fucking like Vietnam era fucking relic of a dude and shit like that that smoked cigars every day of his fucking life and shit. Just looked like a pure Marine, looking like fucking Chesty Puller out there and shit, doing his fucking thing.
He just
swear to God,
just pulls up and he's like, "What's the big deal, gents?"
Big old cigar hanging out of his mouth. I got some ammo, boys.
Like,
Come on.
This dude was straight up the old breed, man. Like fucking, he's a guy that you don't expect to have his Kevlar fucking chin strap done. You know?
Oh yeah. He's John Wayne in it. Duh.
Just don't give a fuck.
Cigars and whiskey for that guy. And,
yeah, but what he was it? And like our saving grace on like the fucking second day was that just fucking, he had somehow identified that there was a fucking an ice shack somewhere in the fucking city and shit like that, and he fucking sent my section or a 2-vehicle team, my vehicle and another vehicle and shit, to fucking bust the lock with a fucking sledgehammer and shit like that, and grab all these fucking blocks of ice, load them up in the truck and shit like that, and put some on the fucking hood. It wasn't to keep the trucks cool; it was to fucking, you know, get ice to fucking dudes that were like heat casualties and shit like that and stuff. You know what I mean? Because dudes are going down for fucking heat, like, you know, at the cyclic rate. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, 130 outside, then you have, you know, obviously
and you're in full gear,
all of your shit, and you're in metal fucking trucks, and you fucking, you know.
And the air conditioner never worked ever.
No, it was worse worse for the Charlie Company dudes that were fucking pushing through the damn cemetery and shit. On like the last day, like we did day 1, day 2, day 3, then fucking like basically the morning. I think like the 4th morning, I guess, or what the fuck ever and shit like that. We're out there, and freaking that's when they call us to fucking start doing the retrograde and shit like that. So freaking, you know, they start pulling all the fucking, you know, crunchies out on fucking 7 tons and shit, and they start egressing back over to fucking Fob Hotel or Fob Duke, and then freaking they pull out the fucking tanks and the LAVs. Well, no, the LAVs and the AAVs went before the freaking tanks did. The tanks went right before us, and then it was us. Go ahead, go back up to the intersection where the fucking Ferris wheel place is, just to the north.
The Ferris wheel.
Right there.
I'm surprised one of you guys didn't get a Ferris wheel kill.
So
did you get a Ferris
fucking
wheel kill?
No.
Oh, right here.
right there, that intersection of Miami and freaking
there it is.
So
there's the Ferris
come
wheel
to that
itself.
intersection. Yeah. So right there at the fucking intersection of Miami and that road, that entire road was declared fucking hostile and shit like that. And freaking, you know, it's dead out there. You know what I mean? On the third day, we're out, or maybe the second day, we're out there fucking doing these rapid runs and shit down Diagonal Road. I think I told you guys about that.
Yeah, trying to draw
Doing
the
the rapid
fire.
runs, drawing fire and shit like that. First section ended up smoking these dudes that were in a car that were trying to fucking run down the motherfucker. And like, on the, that was like on the first day, I think. And then freaking, you know, we see these dudes again a couple of days later, and they're just fucking bloated to 3 times their original fucking size. And like sections of their fucking faces are just like peeling off and shit like that from all that fucking heat being stuck in that car.
Is this is this pre IED? Were they?
Yeah, this is before IEDs and shit. Like, it was like maybe the second night and shit like that. We're over here at this intersection, or probably like the second night or whatever. Freaking, we're over here at this fucking intersection, and this dude fucking tries to fucking creep up and fucking shoot us and shit. We ended up fucking smoking him, and he was shot in the neck, gurgling his fucking, you know, his prayers and shit through his blood, and this sucking fucking wound in his fucking neck and shit like that. And you can just hear him vocalizing his fucking prayers and shit like that. It was as he was dying for a good long time. It took him a while to die. Like, what are you gonna do? You know, you can't go up to him. Like, the dude might have an S vest on him or some shit like that, or
Yeah.
he might fucking, like, you know, be playing possum and fucking just ready to fucking grab that AK and shoot you. Like, and you know, it's against the rules to do the old reliable dead check with a fucking 5.56. You know what I mean? Can't do it.
40
Put the man
millimeter.
Yeah.
So we just
I mean, letting them make. I mean, I guess it's as shitty as that sounds. You gotta letting him make peace with his God, and
yeah. Well, yeah. So he ended up fucking dying, but the sounds that dude made were, it's pretty fucking haunting, I guess, but it is what it is, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
Better him than you, right?
yeah. And then like on the last day we're fucking doing a retrograde, we're fucking posted up on that very fucking same intersection. The dude was gone, you know, but like freaking there's this old lady walking up the fucking road and shit, pops out of the fucking cemetery and shit like that, starts walking up the road holding this bag. And Gunny and Barker and their truck are fucking oriented down the avenue approach, and freaking, like, you know, he's doing his call out and then fucking telling her to fucking stop and waving his arms and all that kind of fucking shit. And fucking, you're not allowed to fire warning shots at, like, you know, at personnel and shit. So it's like, hey, freaking, you know, Pale Rider says that freaking anything coming down this road is fucking deemed hostile and shit like that. Fucking give her, you know, just give her as many commands as you can and shit like that and tell her to get the fuck out of here. And she's like, just fucking la, you know what I mean? Just no. She fucking screams out, you know, no, and fucking, you know, Iraqi. So he keeps on fucking walking to us, even more fucking determined, you know what I mean? Just fucking trudging along and shit like that, fucking picking up speed. And, you know, Gunny's like, all right, Barker, fucking smoker, right? So Barker wastes her, friggin' puts a friggin' burst of 240 in this freaking chick and shit like that. She does a nice little fucking spin and ends up on the ground. We go to investigate what the fuck was in the bag. And it's kind of fucked up, but it turns out that it wasn't explosives or weapons or anything. It was just a pair of fucking sandals.
But she just didn't want to stop.
Well, yeah. I mean, she was their city. You know, she was like probably pissed that this shit had nothing to do with her. These motherfuckers are not from the country that are coming in to fight Americans. They're
Well,
not from the
you
country.
know, on the tactical side of things and shit like that, they might have been fucking trying to probe the lines with a civilian.
They
You know
could
what I
have
mean?
done that too.
Fucking,
Yeah, they do
they
that
got her
shit.
family held. Yeah, could have her family held hostage or some shit like that, or threatened her life, or threatened her fucking family or something, and then fucking sent her on this fucking mission to go fucking probe us. And then, you know, when they got their
Dude,
answer.
I was under the impression though that like in y'all's time frame there wasn't a lot of fucking rules. So it's blowing my mind that
There's
and
fucking rules.
it's fucking amazing. It makes me just kind of like feel great about America,
Yeah.
America, because you guys were still operating under some pretty shitty fucking rules, you know,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, I the helmet thing just gets me grinding. You have to, you know, those motherfuckers. You could just end it right there, and
Yeah, dude.
then
Like
it's
like we couldn't fucking drop artillery or mortars into the freaking into the cemetery or anything like that. I mean, it's okay to use freaking 40 micromite grenades, but it's not or tank rounds, but it's not okay to fucking. Well, didn't even fire their main guns either. They just fired their freaking coax 50s and shit.
I mean,
Or the
because
coaxes in their 50s.
think of how easy it would be to just call in a couple 500-pounders in the cemetery and go in and mop up the rest. But we have a code that we live by.
Yeah. And then like freaking we're freaking the last of the retrograde and shit like that. And finally we peel out. Fucking we go freaking pull up into freaking Fava Hotel. Start cleaning off our guns and shit like that. Refilling our ammo and shit like that into the trucks. Getting chows back into the fucking truck, all that kind of fucking stuff. Have an MRE. Fucking try to take a nap. And about 3 hours later, fucking the ceasefire broke and we're back at it again. Getting fucking op wards and shit like that, or fragos and stuff to go out on more fucking night patrols in the fucking cemetery, which we did.
And we're just getting into
more
day
night
two.
patrols throughout the fucking
So we just fucking yeah.
And then we got the order to go to fucking the technical college. Is over by the river and shit like that. So we're firing we're firing over the river into the fucking technical college that they were using and shit like that on a support by fire. And fucking it's just fucking flash, boom, bang, shitloads of fucking muzzle flashes and everything, a bunch of firing, shit like that. They weren't shooting at us; they were shooting at the fucking at whoever was doing the maneuver on the fucking thing. But we were doing the best we could. I just remember a shitload of fucking poorly fucking dimly lit fucking backyards and fucking firing at this fucking college and shit like that. And it's just fucking wild. It's so surreal at that point. Like my memory just fails me because I'd been running on fucking empty and shit like that, and I was so fucking mentally exhausted that I can barely remember anything until except for like the route names were named after freaking cars and shit like that all through the fucking cemetery. It was like Nissan and Dodge or fucking
Britney Spears,
Honda, like fucking shit like that. You know what I mean? Just a bunch of fucking car names and shit. We're fucking talking about it it's fucking wild. And that was just the first 3 days, and then pushing into the freaking next couple of weeks, we were just doing fucking raids, doing inner cord and outer cord and shit for raids. And it was a couple of weeks later, we got a bunch of good info and stuff like that on a fucking a shitload of dudes. They're over by the cemetery, or not the cemetery, sorry, over by the fucking mosque and shit like that, in one of the adjacent buildings in the old city and shit like that, right across the street from the mosque. So we fucking went over to this other fucking clandestine camp and shit like that, where we had fucking Force Recon dudes and some SEALs and shit like that, fucking all ready to go, fucking doing all their fucking rehearsals and shit like that, and fucking sleeping and getting fucking ready to rock. So we stood post with the Iraqis over there, and we fucking fucked with AKs or ate local food and all that shit. Thought that we were going to go that night. We didn't go that night. We went the next day, fucking thinking anytime today we're going to go. No, we didn't go until freaking that next night. Freaking we got woke up at fucking midnight and shit like that. It's hey, we're pushing. Let's go. Fucking gear up, get on the fucking trucks. Fucking short count the engine start. You ever heard that? Short count?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you don't know how many vehicles are rolling out.
Exactly. So you don't know how many engines exactly started. So you just start them all at the same time by freaking calling short count over the radio, and then freaking having a guy fucking with his fingers for the last 5 seconds and shit like that, and everything starts up at once.
Mm-hmm.
We do that. We roll out of the motherfucker and shit like that. Blackout. Fucking no lights. Get in the fucking city and shit like that. Fucking start posting up our trucks all around the motherfucking mosque, getting that inner cordon going. LAR's got the outer cordon. Fucking hitting the the routes, making sure nobody fucking gets in. And then freaking, you know, the cool boys started fucking tossing flashbangs and moving through fucking buildings and shit like that, fucking dropping down from the top down or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean?
Doing
Ended up
some
getting down to
Rainbow
the
Six
basement.
type shit.
Yeah. Ended up fucking getting into the basement of this fucking building, and those motherfuckers are still sleeping. And
How?
I don't know.
Flashbangs? What?
Yeah. I don't know how the fuck, but like they catch all these fucking dudes and shit like that. Fucking about 40 of them we pulled out of there, and freaking zip tied them all, fucking put them in the back of fucking high backs and everything like that, and just start loading weapons into the fucking 7 tons. It was like 3 7-ton loads full of fucking weapons, dude. Like the floor, fucking wall to wall, front to back, filled with fucking like machine guns and RPGs and fucking like small arms and shit like that, man.
Yeah, and what's crappy about our rules is we can't, I'll grab an RPG and fire it back, just to save some ammo. Can't, heaven forbid we do that.
Well, I imagine what had happened is that the guy who was like the lead cleric in the fucking mosque and shit like that probably told him to get the fuck out. And it's probably during the ceasefire meetings that they had with the fucking MUCO or XO or freaking with the freaking DC and shit. They probably told him they can't do that. Or what the fuck?
How does this ceasefire shit? What the fuck? Like I all this shit in here and all these stories. It's just like it feels to me. It feels to me like it's just fucking these goddamn games, man. These goddamn.
In the beginning, it was like it's basically a pitched battle. Like that's not a thing that you hear about in fucking modern war, but it's a thing that happened in Najaf. You know what I mean? So meet me in the playground after school kind of shit.
That's what I felt like this was. It's just like, and whoever's in charge of everything on both sides, they're just like, yeah, I'll have my people. Well, and then it's like, well, don't shoot the mosque. Or it's just like, what the fuck? Are there like, are we children? Are we fucking children here? I guess so.
Yeah.
I have a question because we've talked, to a bunch of guys now who've been in some pretty big operations. And do you find yourself respecting the guys that you went up against?
Nah, fuck them.
Yeah, these guys don't give me the vibe that the other people I have after seeing them in action. I have a little bit of respect for them, but these guys,
these guys, I think that yeah, sure, they fight for their cause or what the fuck ever and shit like that for their. I guess in this case it was for religion and territory or what the fuck ever, you know what I mean? But these guys are just fucking bunch of mafiosos. I mean, with a fucking big fucking boss and shit like that was an asshole who's now just a politician. Like
nothing happened to him. He's a politician now, so yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. It's kind of fucked, but it is what it is, you know what I mean?
Fucked.
I mean,
that is fucked, dude.
But even freaking, during this fight and shit like that, it's still a victory. You know what I mean? That's a strategic victory more than anything because we made it through there without fucking destroying the mosque, without fucking disturbing the fucking local population, without creating massive amounts of fucking civilian casualties, and without freaking, forcing everybody to leave the fucking city or any of that shit. We didn't fucking bomb anybody's fucking homes like crazy and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Like Fallujah, right? Where they fucking just tore the city down or tried to.
Yeah, basically fucking street by street and house by house kind of shit. In the end, like after that raid, things got a lot cooler. I guess we broke them from that point. You know what I mean? They couldn't store their weapons or any of that shit or their fucking people in the fucking mosque anymore. So they had it in an adjacent building. We were able to fucking collect all that shit, or a bunch of that shit anyway. Like, we didn't go in the cemetery and fucking clear out caches of weapons or anything, but for the most part, that fucking got the Mahdi militia to fucking stand down and leave. And they did. They fucking left town. We freaking rolled around, freaking doing security and stability operations and shit like that, passing out fucking money for fucking damages of buildings and shit like that, and freaking
good old blood money.
Talking with people, fucking shaking hands and kissing babies over at fucking schoolyards and shit like that, eating local food, talking to the police, building up the police, doing fucking security for freaking airfields and shit like that when they were freaking flying in more newly graduated policemen and shit like that from Baghdad. And That was a fucking fun night, but it was a long one. I was up in the turret for 23 straight fucking hours on this fucking airfield security because the plane was late.
God damn, no relief.
And
Yeah.
when you guys are doing all these ops, are you guys still taking fire, or is it
No,
more just sporadic?
we weren't getting fucking shot at. I mean, every now and then a mortar or some shit like that would fucking go off in the city, or fucking you have dudes fucking shooting weapons, but most of the fucking rest of the shots cracking off in the Najaf were fucking celebratory fire from weddings. You know what I mean?
And what time frame are we talking? Is this like within a matter of weeks?
Yeah, this is like in September. This is like the next month. Ain't shit happening anymore. So with everything all chilled out and stuff through September and October, they fucking said, hey, guess what? We need you guys to fucking send a platoon, send a cap platoon and send a company of Marines up to Abu Ghraib to support Fallujah. So they sent us and Bravo Company. So Bravo Company had like their weapons platoon and some other fucking dudes there and shit like that. And then we just had our cap platoon. Go ahead, yeah. Zoom out, go up north and shit like that on fucking Route 1 over toward the fucking Euphrates and shit. Just follow the river and you'll find it, you know what I mean?
There's like so little water.
Yeah.
I have nightmares about this river. I hate this fucking river so much.
All right, yeah. Just go to Fallujah.
Where is it?
Go to the right.
Oh.
Oh, down. Well, you're zoomed way out. Like over by Baghdad. Yeah, actually, probably just fucking zoom in on Baghdad.
There she is.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, zoom on in. All right, so you see the fucking Route 1 and shit like that over there. Go ahead and let's see if I can see it. Pull out freaking right between Fallujah and freaking zoom out between Fallujah and Baghdad.
Which is this way.
Yeah. So you got two roads there, yeah. You got fucking Mobile and you've got Michigan. So between those two, you're gonna fucking see Abu Ghraib prison. You got it?
It's in here somewhere. I remember seeing the signs for it when we were there.
You see that one right there, that big fucking white patch.
Here or here?
Right there. Should be right around there somewhere.
Okay, yeah, here's Bahria. So it was down.
It's over by fucking between, or it's next to Kandari and Nasser al-Salam.
Sorry for the people out there listening, but fuck you, we'll find it. Is it
Just go to the main road. Yeah. Yeah, here you go.
Right here.
Bam, right there. So go ahead, zoom in. That's the fucking prison.
Okay. Yeah, I remember seeing the signs for it whenever we would go to Bahria.
Yeah.
But Bahria is the furthest, I guess, east that I ever went.
Yeah. Here, zoom out some, because that shit's way too built up. That's not like it.
Here?
Damn, dude. Yeah. All right, see the two roads?
Douche.
Man, it's fucking hard for me to see anything. I need to have my glasses on or something. All right.
This says Abu Ghraib.
Yeah. But you want the prison. Yeah, that's Abu Ghraib, but you want the freaking prison. Right there. There we go.
Oh yeah.
All right, so you see all these walls and shit. Okay, so they're on the left side. You had to slide over just a little bit. That's like the prison over there on the left, right? Go ahead and zoom into that freaking big open patch there, or like those freaking buildings 3 stacked next to each other. All right, see the buildings on the left.
That's as close as I get in.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead, go downward. Damn, dude, this shit's fucking wild. Yeah. All right. So this is like the main side, freaking kind of side of freaking Abu Ghraib and shit like that. If you go to the other side, then I guess go north or whatever. It's fucking weird. But like our LSA, yeah, that big ass open fucking brown patch.
Here?
Yeah, that's it. That's the LSA that we lived in. So the buildings at the bottom of that little fucking brown rectangle patch, you know,
Here?
it's
Or here?
no, just below that. So you see that big brown patch there? The building's right below that. Go to the bottom left building.
Here?
Yep. That's where we were living.
So you guys are, you know, close to the city, right?
Yeah, we're right between right between Baghdad and Fallujah for the most part. But those two routes, the one on the north side of Abu Ghraib, the one on the outside of Abu Ghraib, are the two main roads. See Route 1 right there?
Yeah.
It's Mobile. And on the other side of Abu Ghraib is freaking Michigan. So both of those were the two main routes, or the two MSRs or whatever like that, right? Well, Mobile is the MSR, and then freaking Michigan's the ASR, the alternate supply route or whatever.
So you guys
Those were the freaking.
You guys were stopping them from fleeing to Baghdad, or stopping guys from Baghdad coming in?
No, we were stopping fucking, basically providing security and shit like that for freaking friendly forces moving back and forth between Fallujah and Baghdad, and then freaking doing IED patrols. This is when IED started kicking up, and freaking we would fucking find or fucking get hit by like an IED pretty much every day. We would go and patrol for about 8 or 12 hours a fucking day, doing these long ass fucking creeping fucking patrols and shit like that, where we would fucking be out there going 5 miles an hour down the route. And I was a freaking Gib. I was a guy in back. So on the lead Vic and shit. So what I would do is I'd be the robot, right? I'd have to get out of the fucking truck, grab the binos for the first, like, I guess, week or so of this shit. I was grabbing the binos, glassing the fucking, you know, whatever it was that was a suspected IED, and freaking get another angle and shit like that, try to look at it again, then close in on it and go check it out. After about a week of that shit, I got fucking tired of my life. I just started walking up and kicking them, or like fucking with the bag, or flipping over tires, or grabbing shit off the ground. Be like, hey, it's clear, we're good. I'm not dead, so we're all right.
Kicking a fucking Marine Corps. Fucking Marine Corps funding. Let's go kick it.
Yeah, basically.
What a hell of a first deployment.
Yeah, dude. Fucking we had some what we fucking seen at night and shit like that, where fucking, like, you know, Shah was able to smud this one IED, and smudding is a freaking like freaking what is it? All right, so smudding is when you freaking fire a round to explode a fucking, like, an explosive device and shit like that, right? Freaking with a sympathetic detonation and shit. So Shah was able to fucking eyeball fuck this box that was about 500 yards out, and freaking, you know, no sights, just kind of like work the freaking, you know, the wheels and shit like that, little shoulder pressure, and one round fucking hit it. The dude is a fucking sniper with that Mark 19.
Yeah, he's fucking surgical.
It's fucking beautiful.
Dude, yeah. This fucking, I heard stories what he got single shot hit shoulder fired at fucking 50 cal into
No, he hip fired the 50.
Hip fired the 50 cal and killed a man.
No, it was on a range.
Oh, damn. It's kind of
that's fucking wild, man.
Because
somebody died, though. Somebody died somewhere in the world at the exact moment he shot, just out of here.
Somebody told him that he couldn't do it, and he said, watch this, and he fucking unhooked that bitch from the tripod, picked it up, fucking went pop, and put it back down and was like, told you I could do it.
Dude, that's what I was thinking about this today. Like, why the fuck does commercials always have people like our boot that actually fell out of ranges and was fucking kind of a piece of shit in combat? Where's, like... They need to put Shaw and Warbags here on a fucking commercial, because that's the real motherfucker. Like, the badass motherfuckers don't even look badass ever. Like, you know what I mean? I guess
I mean,
some of them do, but
I like, you know, this is just where we were. I mean, luck of the draw, I guess, by fucking birth at the right fucking time or some shit like that, and being able to join and shit and do cool things like this. And it was, I mean, cool things, fucking terrible things, horrific things that haunt you for the rest of your life, but like still cool, right?
yeah.
But like, but yeah, these fucking, oh my god, I gotta
These
tell you
dudes
about
were
the fire.
fucking douches, man. I mean, I don't know if
Yeah.
I don't know, like on our leaders' side, like, you know, we got way better leaders, and our leaders sometimes seems like douchebags. You know, but the guy that I haven't done like he's a politician now. Like,
No, man, you guys remember me when I was a freaking senior
yeah,
lance corporal. I mean, I was the embodiment of toxic leadership. Come on now, that was terrible.
yeah, but I mean,
no, because you were our grandfather.
yeah.
A
So,
grand senior, yeah.
yeah.
I disagree, bro. You were one of the people that was like, oh yeah, when we get to combat, I'm gonna show these motherfuckers that I'm a badass. You know, I had
Yeah, right. You wanted to
it,
like prove that you belong and stuff.
yep. I wanted
Like
to prove that I was
endure your
fucking,
rites of passage, go through the
yep,
gauntlet.
yep,
That's all of us, man. When we
yeah,
encounter the old breed.
I
yeah.
remember, like I think it was our first field op. We were up doing something in the mountains, and I ran out of water. And Shaw calls me over and he hands me his Camelback thing, and I was like, it must have been fucking like God's piss or something in there because I never felt so fucking energetic after that. But then he chewed me out for not having water, and I was like, yeah, well, I had water, but I drank it all.
Yeah. Or when
Yeah.
you'd what's up call on me, I'd be like, me? Me?
Oh my god,
Son,
dude.
what the fuck? Yes.
Yeah, I remember freaking doing a range. We did a range at freaking Pendleton and stuff like that. It was when we were up in Talega, doing all those ranges up there and stuff, right? And freaking Skelton went down, and everybody thought it was freaking like dehydration, but nah, man, that dude sucked down 3 fucking Camelbacks full of water and shit, and ended up going down for hyponatremia.
He was
Never even.
too hydrated.
Too hydrated, right?
Good
So,
initiative, bad judgment.
So here's a fun fucking story, right, about this area right here and shit. So there's a little overpass just there, freaking where you see the intersection of Route 1, and you see that little freaking
right here.
blue icon down there. Yeah, right there. That overpass. So we had some issues with that one right there. We were always like, because it wasn't a post or anything, like we were always really wary of that one motherfucker and shit like that, because every time we would leave the gate, we'd have to pass through that bitch, right? Because we're fucking going toward Fallujah, clearing the routes along fucking Qadari and Nasser Asalam, right? So we're always fucking, geeking out over fucking somebody just hanging out on the top and dropping grenades into the turret or some shit like that. It was always like the fucking clinch factor whenever we went under that motherfucker. So we would send up a couple of trucks on the sides and shit like that to fucking provide overwatch so the rest could pass through, and then they just fucking drive over the other side. And then like freaking here's a thing that happened was that like freaking an army patrol came out, and I don't know if you know how the army's immediate action drills for freaking receiving contact and stuff while you're in vehicles go, but
Keep on going.
they're already
Drive really fast.
They're already going like 30 to 50 miles an hour and shit like that from the start, and if they get shot at, they just fucking pick up the pace and fucking drive faster, right?
Nope.
Well, in this one case, they didn't, right? The enemy, what they did was a little bit farther down the road, there's this like culvert that they had set a freaking shitload of fucking explosives in. Not that way. Left.
West.
Can you zoom in anymore? I wonder if the crater is still there. They probably fixed it. No. Go ahead, come to the right, closer to Nasser Al-Salam. A little more right. Yeah. See that fucking hole there?
Here?
Yep, that hole right there. Zoom in on that fucking thing.
That's as close to them as I can get.
All right. So what they did was they freaking packed a whole bunch of fucking HME and shit like that, and freaking other explosives and whatever the fuck else they could in a culvert underneath that road. You see how the freaking little wash comes out of the side and everything?
Yeah.
That's because it's freaking where the water main and the gas mains are and shit. All right. So they packed a bunch of explosives. They set up a freaking ambush. The Humvees come down, freaking out through the fucking overpass and stuff, and they start fucking lighting them up with AKs and shit, right? And then freaking, you know, think they're gonna freaking come through the motherfucking thing, and they didn't. They stopped. So they blew the road, and then they kept shooting at them through all this fucking gas and spewing water and fucking rock and shit like that. So the army dudes, they start fucking firing back, and the tracers ignited the gas, set this massive fucking ball of fire in the fucking sky, like fucking 300 feet in the air. It was fucking insane. Like, you could hear this explosion from the fucking fob, and then you see all this fucking flame just like fucking ignite and kick up in the thing. It's a huge ball of fire. It was fucking insane. Like, so we would have to go out like still every night and shit like that, and freaking, you know, patrolling this thing in this fucking with like, you know, the column of fire that fucking led the Jews to the fucking promised land and shit like that, fucking just raging off into the fucking sky.
The prophet. Ah.
Like, what the fuck, man? And it was just like fucking, you know, driving our Humvees to the land of milk and honey here. like that fucking fire burned for about a good couple of weeks. Every night, freaking, yeah. It washed out our NVGs. We couldn't fucking see shit. It fucking fucked with our thermals because it freaking heated up all the fucking walls and everything like that to be like the same fucking temperature. And everything was all fucked up and like uniform in the way that it was freaking heated. So our thermals were fucking no good. Our fucking nods were no good. We had to just eyeball fuck all these damn patrols and try to steer clear of it, driving off the sides of the road and shit. And it was like 3 days into this fucking whole, you know, fire thing and shit like that, that freaking we're out there freaking did a long patrol, fucking pushed out, fucking past the fire, did a fucking sneak and poop over into fucking Nasser Al Salam and shit like that over on the back end, fucking looking in all directions and just kind of like fucking getting eyes down the road toward Fallujah more, so like the posts on Abu Ghraib could see everything off to the fucking like west and shit like that, so, or off to the east, so we were fucking checking everything out to the west and shit, you know what I mean? And then freaking basically what was going on is like we freaking on our way back, fucking rolling, we'd come off the road and shit like that. Go ahead, go over by the overpass, between the overpass and the hole, right? Over by fucking Kandari. Yeah, right where your cursor is. Right there, yeah. So you see these little fucking shitty little fucking dirt side road things?
Yeah.
So we're fucking bypassing the fire by going around those fucking things. We're right in the middle of that cluster of fucking buildings-ish.
That's
right?
still close as fuck though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Still trying to get, and we were trying to get back onto the fucking road. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got fucking 3 trucks on the road, and the last truck to come up is freaking Rocho's truck, Havoc 8, our tail end truck, yeah. And freaking, I saw this bright flash just fucking reflect off the fucking overpass, and I thought that somebody had fucking taken a fucking flash photo and shit like that, of the fucking overpass and shit like that, without, like, you know, taking a picture without turning off the flash. Like, this is how fucking slow your brain works, you know what I mean? Like, you see this flash and then you hear the fucking boom. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like, your brain has enough time to think, is that a camera? And then there's the boom. It's fucking wild. So Rocho's truck got fucking hit. It blew off like, or blew up the fucking back end of the fucking truck. Velasquez, our freaking engineer, he had his arm outside of the fucking window. These were different kind of trucks. We got different trucks by then. Once we got to Abu Ghraib, we traded in 2 of our fucking 1043A2 fucking Humvees for a couple of these Air Force fucking up armors and shit, right? We had 1 per section, and Rocho's was one of them. So they blew that fucking truck and shit like that. Fucking blew out all the ammo. Fucking ripped off about 3/4 of fucking Velasquez's fucking tricep, and then freaking Rocio fucking took a bunch of frag in his stomach and shit like that. And the shrapnel from the fucking from the explosion and shit cut through the fucking 50 cal barrel. Like had this fucking gnarly gash cutting all the way through the 50 cal barrel, and you could see the fucking rifling and shit like that. Like it was all fucking droopy and fucked up and everything weird looking. Like holy fuck, I don't know how Roach fucking survived that shit.
Is that the first one that you guys actually hit?
Yeah, it wasn't the first one, but it was the first big one that we hit. Like we'd hit smaller ones, like Shaw's truck got hit, you know, fucking punched a fist-sized hole into the back quarter panel of his fucking truck, but didn't do much damage.
Because Shaw told it not to. Shaw was like, no, and it fucking turned around and went the other way.
Yeah, right. Fucking and then freaking so Roach is one of the most fucking weird nights that I remember in my fucking life, because like I mean you kind of got to be there, you know what I mean? It's like freaking this big explosion goes off, there's complete fucking havoc, you know, no pun intended there, because our call sign was havoc.
You said it was the last Vic, right?
Yeah, so we freaking, you know, punched ourselves off into a fucking security positions and shit like that to fucking, you know, hold security around the motherfucker and shit like that, you know, do a coil around it, fucking start panning and scanning and trying to fucking find command wire or fucking, you know, trigger man or anything like that. Couldn't find shit. Freaking, I've got a fucking 17 Charlie attached to my fucking M16A4. I don't know why I thought I was going to be cool by having that, but whatever. Like fucking, so I'm like, you know, peering deep into the fucking town and shit like that to see if I could fucking see anybody sticking their fucking head out, like, you know, prairie dogging and trying to fucking see what the fuck's going on. And just looking for a fucking reason, hoping somebody would fucking shoot. Like nobody ended up shooting at us after that fucking explosion, but freaking this is when Lieutenant Borneo freaking at the time freaking get him out of the motherfucking fob, like himself, one Vic, one pack and shit like that. Fucking got the gate guard to open up the motherfucking gate and shit like that. Rolled out there and fucking did, you know, basically an internal fucking Kazovac and shit. He grabbed Velasquez and Rocho, fucking threw him in the fucking truck and shit like that. And brought him back in. But like while we were waiting for that, you know what I mean, we're walking around trying to make sense of everything, fucking checking on everybody, seeing if they're good. Rocho's all fucked up. I can't even fucking see him. I see Velasquez fucking with his gorilla ass fucking face, because he's a big fucking dude with a huge fucking man-made motherfucking jaw, right? Just fucking angry and fucking just a fire reflecting out of his fucking eyes and shit like that. And the fire fucking, you know, dancing, the flames dancing off the fucking buildings and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like this image of fucking absolute fucking just war is pounded in my fucking head, and he's holding his fucking bloody ass fucking tricep and shit like that, all fucked up. And
is that when you were born?
Sweetman was like fucking dazed and shit like that. You know what I mean? He was like the driver, and I think he got knocked out for a couple of seconds or some shit. Clayton, I think, was the VC, and he was all pissed off, and it was fucking wild. And you know, so Lieutenant Boyer comes up, grabs the fucking dudes. We fucking hold security around the truck and shit like that until we can get all the fucking important shit out of it, and then we fucking get him out back to the motherfucking fob and stuff, right? And we were fucking pissed. We just up all night waiting to hear back about Rocha, and they tell us that he's doing fine, that he's in the fucking hospital bed, and the fucking nurse is examining him and shit like that, and she fucking, you know, lifts up his gown to fucking check out his wounds and shit. And no shit, the only thing that Rocha can think to fucking say is, hey, you know, it's cold.
Yeah, he got. Hey, leave me alone. I just got blown up and have shrapnel.
Lifts up his fucking. He's like, yeah, like don't mind my little peep. It's fucking cold.
It's cold. It's cold. Oh God, man.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
I'd have to.
Fucking Rocho, man.
Yeah,
So yeah, classic Roach, dude. Fucking good
the
shit.
thing I've learned is it's just small. It's not cold. That's actually it's
Yeah, that was a
you got to
that
get them
was
with
kind of a
humor,
funny
right?
thing. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's fucking good shit. Rocho ended up going home after that. You know what I mean? And I became the gunner for the fucking for the tail end Vic for second section. And then I had a 50. So I'm the gunner in the fucking 50 truck and shit like that. We got a new fucking truck, new gun, fucking all this shit and stuff. And I'm just like, all right, fucking sweet, you know. And it might be like a week later, the fire's fucking died down at this point to where it's like fucking basically dead. And we start fucking rolling over to the overpass in the middle of the night, you know what I mean, to freaking provide overwatch and shit like that for a convoy that's coming in. Right.
And this is right
So
after your homies just got wounded, so that's probably
yeah, it's like a week after that and shit, you know. So we're all fucking already pissed and shit, you know.
Yeah.
Like fucking we earlier that day we had already freaking like, you know, sent a fucking tow through a vehicle that was parked next to the overpass and shit like that. It went through both windows of the fucking tow and then or of the fucking car. And ended up fucking blowing up on the berm of the fucking overpass.
Well, yeah, it's designed to go through tanks. Windows are a little
yeah. So freaking Burns and I think probably Sweetman or some shit like that was just fucking dumping fucking rounds of 50 and fucking Mark 19 in the motherfucker and shit like that. Ended up blowing it up, so it was cool.
It wasn't an IED though. Is that why you guys? I guess that's why you're blowing it up and firing rounds at it. You just thought it was gonna be a big old fucking bomb.
Well, it did blow up, so
it was a bomb. It wasn't. Yeah, it was okay. It
yeah,
fucked up that ass.
Yeah, so you're not supposed to smut IEDs anymore, though. Anyway, so that night we're friggin'. It might have been that night, or it might have been a night or two later.
Why did that rule come about?
Yeah.
That's like the cheapest way to get rid of it, ain't it? Yeah, that definitely.
Pretty much right then. That's when that rule came around.
You guys take out the overpass?
No, we didn't blow it up or anything. Just hit the berm, but like, yeah. Anyway, so we're up there on the overpass and shit like that. That night, fucking, you know, pushed out. So go ahead and come south a little bit. So where you can see the house that's in that green field there. See that house? So we're over there, kind of like over by the green spot of that fucking thing, you know? Or you see that fucking little blue spot?
Here?
Yeah, but like zoom out. Zoom out. All right. See that little blue fucking like marker or whatever the fuck that is and shit like that on the road? That's about where my truck was.
Okay.
All right. And we're freaking watching down the road and shit like that, waiting for this fucking convoy to come in and shit. It's blackout, 7 tons. Gets under the overpass and it boom, hits a fucking little ass IED. Doesn't take out any of the trucks and shit like that. They're able to push fucking through. But I'm like, holy fuck, right? So I'm in the 50, up in the 50, fucking scanning with my PAS 13, looking at all these buildings and shit like that. That were down there in that field just below your cursor. In that first building there, I saw freaking dudes up on the rooftop fucking hollering and cheering and shit like that. You know, so looking like they were celebrating the explosion. I'm like, oh, that ain't good.
They didn't know you guys were there?
Nah.
That sucks for them.
That sucks for them, yeah.
So I tell Sweetman and Potts about it. We were in my truck. I think I might have had freaking Clayton in there too. And they fucking, yeah, Clayton, fucking Sweetman and Potts are in my fucking truck. And like, they're like, you see what? You know, like I see fucking dudes jumping and jumping for joy and looking like they're celebrating the explosion and shit like that in that building, like right over fucking there and shit. You know what I mean? And they're like, I bet. Because I bet wasn't a thing then. That's not what they said. They said, you know, Roger that or what the fuck ever. And they fucking rolled out and started going by themselves to that fucking building. You know what I mean? They fucking call Havoc 4. Havoc 4 fucking cozies up closer to my truck and shit. Sends out joins to be my fucking local security. And then freaking they roll up over there. and I'm watching them through the fucking thermals and shit. Fucking grab this dude from the fucking front door and shit like that. Fucking leg sweep him, take him to the ground, zip tie him, and then start fucking going into the building like they're fucking SEAL Team 6 and shit.
Oh yeah. So what?
And fucking
Are they thinking that these guys are also responsible for the one that you guys hit?
yeah, clearly.
So yeah, they're going in with
So they
vengeance then.
there's a bunch of women and children in the fucking building. Very few men, like probably about like 4 or 5 dudes and shit like that. They're like, oh no, we're just having a wedding. Yeah, right. So they fucking started zip tying dudes and fucking searching the building. They're like, oh, we don't have any weapons. Swear to God, you know what I mean?
Mister, we don't know. I love you.
Yeah.
I love you.
George
So
Bush,
Bravo
movies
Company-
in.
It's
Yeah,
him.
Bravo Company sends out their QRF from like fucking their weapons platoon and shit like that. They come out with a couple of gun trucks and a high back and shit. Fucking send the truck over there and shit. They do their fucking little SE of the building and they fucking filled up the back of the fucking high back with a fucking shitload of weapons. And then we put a fucking RPK into this trash bag and rolled it back and shit like that and took it to the COC. Like, look at this motherfucker.
So they're like,
This
oh,
isn't
it's not ours,
This
mister.
isn't your run of the mill approved AK and shit for home defense, motherfucker. This is a fucking machine gun, all right, medium fucking machine gun. So fuck you. You know what I mean? Got you, bitch. Yeah, fucking right. You know what I mean? So that was a pretty good win that night, anyway. Yeah, dude, that was a long fucking month in Abu Ghraib, and then fucking pushing into Fallujah. In the beginning, when we first got there, we had to make liaison in fucking Fallujah to find out what the fuck we were gonna do. They put us on a screen line outside the city to fucking basically screen and guard for these fucking heavy equipment vehicles like bulldozers and shit like that, fucking to come into the city and everything. So we did that for about 2 days. There's some army chaplain comes in and starts passing out fucking Psalm 91 bandanas and shit, like all fucking happy and taking fucking pictures with his freaking, you know, combat camera fucking pose and shit. And then freaking like, and then we go into the city with tanks and shit like that, start fucking rolling around, get shot at a couple of times, but nothing big, you know, just like a couple of fucking pop shots at us and whatnot. But mostly it's just like fucking friendlies moving around the fucking city and doing their thing, right? We rolled out, and that's when we fucking, you know, took our spot in Abu Ghraib and started doing that fucking thing, and it was good. I mean,
Look, Joey,
about a month of that.
it's our old house.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I went back to fucking, and we went back to Najaf after freaking November was over. You know what I mean? Fucking December fucking hits. We go back to Najaf and we,
Did you guys drive there from Najaf to Fallujah, or did you?
yeah, dude. Yeah, we drove our trucks there.
What the fuck was that like?
It was long. It took for fucking ever.
yeah.
Like, the drive out there was fucking hot and muggy and shitty and stuff like that, right? But the drive back, dude, oh my fucking God, it was cold. Like, when in Iraq, you think like, oh, it's probably temperate or fucking tepid. No, man, it's fucking freezing.
It's fucking
this freezing
miserable.
rain
The wind.
And
this
fucking freezing rain and hail and fucking wind just
Yes.
whipping at your face and shit.
and it
We're
cuts through
driving back
anything.
yeah,
The wind.
we're driving back to fucking Najaf and shit, and it's just fucking hailing on us the whole fucking time.
But it's only 2.5 hours away.
Going
Like
221
fucking ranging from fucking like
kilometers.
pencil eraser size fucking little bits of hail to fucking big ass fucking ice chips and shit like that, fucking just falling out of the damn sky and hitting me in the face while I'm in the turret. And we're going like fucking 60 miles an hour and shit. Fuck.
Dude, yeah. That shit was winter Iraq sucks. It's gets hot
Yeah,
today
it says-
still though.
Yeah, it says it's fucking 2 hours away. It's not fucking 2 hours away, man.
Yeah.
It is no shit. Like, that left route is the route that we took to get back. All right. Fucking through Ramadi and shit like that and all around fucking whatever. It took us like fucking 10 hours, man. It's fucking miserable. Like, we did some other freaking, like, you know, long range fucking like patrols and shit like that to get a fucking embarker down to Basra so he could fucking watch a crane load up an AUV or some shit. That was dumb. But I found out that Humvees are capable of going up to 90 miles an hour that day.
No shit.
How bad was the shaking though?
Yeah, it was just, you had the not up armored, right? You had the
It was like
traditional.
fucking. It was basically like being in the fucking space shuttle Columbia.
But you weren't rocking the up armor at this time, so you didn't have all that weight either. Or were you guys
Yeah,
rocking
I wasn't in an up armored. I was in a fucking squat ass little bitch on and shit. It
with the
fucking
fucking
sucked.
paper doors?
Oh my god! Like Havoc One was still freaking rolling the M2 1043 A2, and their fucking wheels were like squat and fucking like rabbited out and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like the camera on these things was all fucked up because it was so weighed down with like ammo and armor and sandbags at this point.
Sandbags. You guys had
Sandbags
sandbag
in the
armor.
floorboards, dude.
Yes.
Did
Well,
you have piss tubes in yours?
No, man, no.
I heard about
We
the
didn't do
guy,
piss tubes.
guys. You
Piss
know
tubes
that.
were in 2007.
Okay, yeah, where you drill out the bottom and you put your tube down there.
No, man, no, we didn't do that shit. We'd short halt to piss on the side of the road.
Yeah, or piss in a bottle.
Or
Yeah.
piss in a bottle and throw it.
So that's what the
If you're high-
fucking holes were in the bottle. That's like dumb. That's that's
Well,
kinda
if you
dumb.
if you can drill through it with a fucking handheld drill, an IED is just gonna tear through that motherfucker.
Yeah.
No, those holes in the bottom of the fucking floorboards were just for water drainage and shit.
Yeah, because they could snorkel. Ours had snorkeling kits on them. They could go.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
didn't-
we had the fucking fording kit. Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't
30.
fucking work because I remember on our second deployment coming back through customs for the MEU, we had to wash out all the Kuwait dirt and shit. And those things,
Yeah.
they did not work. They're not efficient. The holes to drain them out.
The thing is, you're supposed to put it on fucking deep forward, right? Freaking so there's like a little switch and shit like that over by the freaking transfer case and what the fuck ever, just sitting on the front panel on the firewall. It says vent or deep forward, right? And that's for the freaking air intake system and shit like that. To either have like the air vent open and shit like that for the intake, or freaking flip it to deep forward. It shuts that off, shuts off the fan, and it takes in all of its air from the fording stack.
Ours wasn't even connected. I remember like it was super wobbly, and I went out there and I just picked it up, and there was like it wasn't connected to anything, so it lived in our trunk the rest of the time.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, those things aren't freaking like supposed to be connected well or anything. They just kind of sit on there and shit. And have like this fucking weird ass tube that connects to it for some reason. But yeah, like all that does is freaking suck in air for the freaking intake. You know, because what does a combustion engine need, right? It takes fuel, air, and spark.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there it is. That was basically my first fucking deployment. Oh wait, there's more. When we got back to fucking Najaf and shit like that, freaking doing patrols, it's Christmas Day. Freaking all that morning we were fucking partying up and having a good time, opening up care packages, making fucking snowmen out of fucking shaving cream and shit, and pouring fucking Kool-Aid powder on it to make it fucking make him red and stuff and make him look like Santa Claus. Wearing Santa Claus hats, making fucking shaving cream beards and fucking stupid shit. You know what I mean? Fucking daring each other to go fucking take a shower in the fucking gravity showers and shit like that when it's like fucking 20 degrees out and stuff like that, and get a fucking good fucking, you know, cold blast and fucking hypothermia.
You gotta psych
That
yourself
shit's
up.
good for you though. That shit turns out it's good for you doing that shit.
Yeah, because we were there in the winter, and you know you'd have to psych yourself up to get in the shower, and you fucking get in there real fast and fuck it. But yeah, that water is. I'd rather take a fucking water bottle shower.
Dude, that shit was fucking funny. So like, after like, you know, all the Christmas party bullshit and stuff that we did over like, you know, by the trucks and stuff, we had another patrol that day, so we did it. We're fucking rolling around the town. Cat Bravo's on the other side of the fucking city over by freaking Boston, California intersection or some shit, or Miami, California freaking intersection or what the fuck ever. And like, they had a V-bid run up on them and shit like that, and fucking, you know, they were able to fucking shoot it to stop it and shit like that, but it still blew. On fucking Christmas Day VVIED for Cat Bravo. Fucking
A gift wrapped. That's a gift. Firework display real quick.
Yeah, fucking right, dude. So was a fucking wild deployment, man. We went through about 3 fucking briefs by Mattis and shit like that, where he would fly down in his helicopter, tell us that you guys had tipped the spear and shit like that. You're fucking the main effort and everything, kicking ass out here and shit like that, and that's why you're getting extended. We were supposed to leave in yeah, we were supposed to leave in fucking October, and the ships ended up leaving without us because they wanted us to fucking support Fallujah. And then we were supposed to leave by Christmas and shit like that. So we come down after Fallujah and shit, and they're like, nah, you're staying around. You're gonna stay for the elections and in January. So we did that, and then we're fucking supposed to be back by fucking Valentine's Day, but that timeline just didn't buff out and shit like that. They had us doing some other shit. Like, so
That's what you get for doing your job well, you bastard.
yeah. Altogether, it was like a fucking 10-month deployment and shit like that. Fucking when we finally got out of there, fucking we got back like fucking late March.
Dude, that's kind of shitty. Then you guys are probably like actually excited about going home on that Christmas.
Yeah.
That's why
really
you guys were
pissed off
actually
about
happy.
having to fucking. We were pretty pissed off about being stuck in Kuwait for 2 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've been there.
They had to embark all the fucking trucks back onto the fucking shit. You know what I mean? Fucking put them on freaking ships or planes or what the fuck ever, and the rest of us, we just flew home. All of us just flew home.
Good. That'd have been
Freaking
fucking shitty.
26-hour fucking flight back to the fucking States and shit like that, smelling like Kuwait. It was fucking stupid.
But I imagine the shower when you got home. Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, we got free movies on the flight, so and some food, so that was good. Air fucking line food, damn.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrible.
Get your hot towel.
Yeah.
Well, it's better than fucking MREs in Iraq, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
MREs are disgusting.
Yeah. Freaking. It was pretty fucking decent deployment though. Like the that was me when I was a boot though. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Freaking. So the battle was fucking cool. The fucking shit was cool. Like the operations were fucking cool. We did cool shit. I mean, and I was just a boot, and I was living the life. You know what I mean? And getting spoiled on my first deployment, and being able to see so much of Iraq and do so many things. Like we got to go up and visit Babylon for like a day, like walk around, see all the old bricks, the old Nebuchadnezzar bricks and shit like that from Babylon and shit.
Did you enter Babylon and become cursed?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, duh.
Like freaking, you go through the blue gates and shit like that. You know what I mean? And you freaking walk around and you check things out, try not to fall in the holes. Like
such sadness that we didn't get to go to Babylon. I was really hoping we would go to Babylon. That's actually one of my things. So it was cool as shit.
It was really fucking cool.
That is fucking cool as shit. The nostalgia, anyway. You probably couldn't have stole a brick or something. That'd have been cool.
There are people that have stolen bricks, but I was not one of them.
Yeah, I would have been one of those motherfuckers that stole something from Babylon.
Yeah.
And then gave it to my mom, who loves that witch shit, and see what she would do.
One of my recruiters, he was like an MP or some shit like that, and he had a fucking Babylon brick. I don't know where the hell he got it, but he had one. Like, not my recruiter when I came in. One of the recruiters that freaking had me on RA like a couple years later.
Iraqis won't even go in there, will they? They won't even set foot.
Yeah, they will, but they won't because it was a base at the time.
Oh,
like
somebody else told me that the Iraqis wouldn't even go there because they were afraid or something. They're afraid of it.
No, I don't know how true that is. Like, yeah, like freaking yeah, it was all in all pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, have him back next time. I'll tell you all about the freaking Iraq deployment in 07.
Yeah, we got to do.
That was like for him.
We're not gonna do your favorite because we're not done here because you got. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
You the way you describe the stories, in my opinion, has actually been the best that we've. So definitely the best. The detail of what you give. I that's why I said I think you should definitely become a teacher when you get out or something.
Yeah, right. Or a storyteller.
Yeah, dude, for real. You need to make some money. Uncle Sam needs to give you some fucking money, bro.
Well, but
maybe I'll write a book. Maybe I'll write a book about it.
Take a fucking vacation.
I saw that you guys had friggin' Scott Using on this motherfucker and shit. The Echo and Ramadi friggin' guy. That's pretty badass.
That's fucking badass, man.
Yeah, we
He
had
wrote more
He's a
books than
cool
just
dude,
Echoes
man.
and Ramadi, though. He
yeah.
had
I
books put out.
I read that book. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a good read, man.
That one came out in 2018, but
Yeah,
he had other books that were
Yeah.
before
yeah,
2018 that I've read.
yeah.
And then we
That's
had
good.
Yeah, I might want to check those out, man.
the other day we had Ryan Hendrickson on, who wrote Tip of the Spear. He's
Yeah,
a Green Beret, got his leg blown off, reattached, and then went back.
yeah.
Fucking,
Oh man, I
Yeah.
gotta freaking listen to that one.
he had fucking
Or like,
a 500-pound bomb, danger close to 17 meters from his position.
Yeah.
no shit, man.
Just a
Ugh.
cool fucking, just a cool
Yeah, he's a
dude.
cool dude.
Fucking cool as fuck, man. It's
Yeah,
just so
man.
cool to talk to these guys that,
But
you know.
before we let you go, I want to plug Talking Guns.
Oh yeah. So I'm talking
Speaking
guns.
of teaching,
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I freaking I basically nixed the old model, freaking Talking Guns, got rid of all the old content and stuff. I kind of wish I didn't at this time. I mean, by now I fucking kind of wish I still had all that stuff, but it is what it is. I got some of the other newer episodes saved on my laptop, but everything else was just saved on Facebook and it's gone forever. It's kind of a bummer, but I'm never gonna see it again. But I'm gonna be starting Talking Guns up again when I get back from this course. It's gonna be same thing, same format and shit like that. Freaking same old dingy, undisclosed location that's actually just my garage. Right, my fucking studio, my fucking sweet Talking Gun studio and shit. So I've got my microphones. I got a couple of cameras I gotta buy, but I'm gonna be setting those up and freaking make it a little bit more, JRE like. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have freaking Ken Berry up as my first guest. I got a couple of other guys fucking lined up on the calendar and stuff to have like Zoom call guests, and I'm definitely gonna have you guys in there and shit like that coming
hell
in
yeah.
Nice.
to be guests. So we'll freaking discuss a date for that one and stuff like that. They'll be pre-recorded. I'll be able to freaking cut it and put it on, knock out a bunch of my pauses and awkward ums and whatever and shit. My fucking strange like staring off in the distance to try to fucking get my mind back to right and shit.
Yeah, well, I
And
like the real. That's what. See, we're going. That's why I like the real time. Yeah, so that I like
like
that.
my live format. You like that?
I do, bro. I do. I want people to see like the stories. I want people like I just education kind of like. I mean, I like the
Yeah,
real
I
life
like
stuff.
to. I want to freaking. I want to make it more of like conversational and stuff rather than instructional, because instructional was fun. Um, I wasn't necessarily freaking like walking a tightrope of freaking like divulging information and stuff like that, or making it easier for the enemy. I mean, you can all find all this shit on Google. You know what I mean, you
Yeah,
Google fucking 3TAC 15.1 and you're gonna find the fucking machine gun Bible and shit.
I know I have it. That's how I
Yeah.
got it, because I lost my.
Yeah.
When I was a boot, Vasquez gave me his, and
Yeah.
because one of my seniors told me they thought it would be funny to send me over and ask for a Bible,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he hands me this fucking machine gun book that I never seen, and then he goes, "That's your new Bible," and he fucking kicked me out of his room. I was like, "Okay, I get it," but I lost it somewhere. It was in transit somewhere.
Oh man. Yeah, freaking. I still got mine from way back, but like the cover's gone, so I made a new one out of wood and shit. I like to use that one. It was kind of cool.
Damn, make
But
copies of that shit. I had all the fucking patrol
yeah.
books. I had all that shit, and I
Hell yeah, dude.
fucking
Yeah,
all that
Talking
shit.
Guns is gonna be freaking. It's gonna be cool. I'm gonna have guests on and shit like that.
Are you
For
going
several of the
on
episodes.
YouTube? Are you gonna put YouTube?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we're going on. I say we, but yes, it's going on YouTube. Freaking, I'm gonna put it up there, and that'll be like the main thing. I'll share it to freaking Instagram or what the fuck ever, like the page and shit, and it'll be good.
See,
I
this
deleted
is
the
awesome.
freaking deleted the
Fucking
old
awesome,
Talking
bro.
Guns page, so that'll make room for me to freaking do it again and
If
make
you
it
get that shit up, we'll
better.
definitely get a link. But this is like kind of like I want everybody to get kind of a backstage feel, like a more personal. This is personal. I want to get my goal is to show my people that are watching this. We're growing slowly but surely. You are one of the people that make the world go round. We're gonna get other people there's civilians too that make the fucking world go round. But what you guys do, there's a lot of people, coming back to civilian world, hanging out with a lot of young people. Even I had the mindset myself. It's just like everybody's kind of has the, hey, somebody's going to do it. kind of situation. But my goal is to show that these people, these badass people that we idolize, are people that are just fucking like me and you. We have something in common, Joe, about the Marine Corps,
Yeah.
about why you joined, and I, you know, it's I have several factors. You know, there's several reasons I think why people join, and some of these guests that I have in that are coming in, I can relate to every piece. You know, these thoughts had crossed. Is it hindsight,
Yeah.
or had these thoughts had crossed my mind at some point? So, I
Yeah.
mean, and I don't. Yeah, I'm glad that you got something going on, fucking after.
Yeah, and
Yeah, dude.
you're Master Sergeant H is down there. He's
Yeah.
he's a fucking machine gunner too.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
And,
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's the one that turned us on. He's the one that introduced us to Scott, and then Scott introduced us to Ryan. And
Nice.
we're just networking, man. That's we're
It's good stuff, man.
yeah.
Yeah, I met Scott at the freaking at the Silkies hike last year in Oceanside and shit. Cool dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, hey,
I
what
also
kind of
met-
crayon do you eat? Or what's your favorite
Yeah.
crayon flavor? And he's like, I fuck girls.
Yeah.
I fuck girls.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, man. And I met Rudy Reyes and fucking Jade Struck there too. They're fucking cool. And I've met Donnie O'Malley and stuff like that a few times. He's a fucking cool guy. Like, I'd like to see if I could get those dudes onto Talking Guns, but I got no fucking illusion that it's a big great thing and shit like that, or well known or anything like that. I'm just a dude that likes to make videos and talk about fucking machine guns and shit. You know what I mean? I'm just a fucking dude. I'm still in. I don't know what the hell's gonna happen, if I'm gonna have to retire and shit as a terminal staff, or if I'm gonna stay, or get promoted to gunny and be able to stay in and be a weapons officer or some shit. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like for me, I know I talk about the Marine Corps a lot, but I actually have I've done a lot of cool shit after the Marine Corps too. So even if you get out, man, I know you're gonna find something, dude. I think so.
Yeah, man. Man, maybe Talking Guns will be it, right?
Yeah, maybe it will be.
Yeah, like freaking skid shit. So if any of your viewers are still going to be watching by this point and shit, I think I want to just plug a couple of things. If you want more information about the battle in Joff and stuff, I mean, History Channel did a documentary on it. You can probably look that one up on the tube reviews. And then there's also a book by freaking Dave Camp called Battle for the City of the Dead. And then another book is all just pictures by Lucian Reed. It's called All of Which I Saw. So all of those are freaking great. I remember when freaking Battle for the City of Dead came out, I was on my fourth deployment. I was like on a MEU with 2-7, and my freaking and I got sent it in the mail and shit like that. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude, fucking sweet gift,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, man, you're still my fucking hero, by the way.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, for real, dude. I mean, I know we're man to man. I'm not like unrealistic about it anymore, but you're still my fucking hero, bro. Your acknowledgement as a boot, kind of, whenever you come by and say hi those sometimes, because I was kind of fucked up boot, I guess, or I got sent to a lot of schools.
All boots are fucked up.
I was a fucked up boot. I got fucked up, but on top of it, I got sent to all these fucking schools for some goddamn reason. So I wasn't with the platoon, and that got rough because I signed up to be with the platoon to do some badass shit, and I'm sitting there in schools. And then you're like, hey, bro. I'm like, hey, yeah, maybe I'm not a piece of shit, like, so it was awesome. Yeah.
Nah, man, I enjoyed all you guys. I thought they freaking, I might have treated some of the boots like shit, but yeah, it is what it is.
Some of them, but not me. Yeah. So I don't give a shit. Fuck those other boots. They deserved it. But,
well, it was
like, you're the small guy like me. You see all these big motherfuckers. I saw Gunny Gant, this guy named Gunny Gant, SOI, he's just a fucking behemoth of a man that took like an IED to the jugular and has the fucking scars in his fucking jugular. Okay.
Yeah.
So those are all like the people that were like badass as boots. I'm like, and they're all huge people. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna get fucked up. And then there you are, Warbag, this fucking like, yes. And then Shaw,
angry,
like,
fucking
God, dude,
angry, chain smoking, probably drunk at 9 a.m. guy.
Yeah. I remember when you said, have you ever been to the Inferno? And I said, I don't know what that is, Corporal. And he said, follow me. And I was like, oh, no. Yeah, that was
fucking,
fun.
yeah. Somebody got
oh, man, I was terrible.
the ID 10T forms.
Yeah.
Go fill out your ID 10T forms, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Or the blinker fluid Humvee, the keys to the Humvee.
Oh, dude, man, I had Bruce in the back of a fucking Humvee looking for a fucking dome light for about a half an hour.
I remember getting sent to the motor pool to write down all the Humvee license plate numbers. And I had never seen a fucking Humvee in my life, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like looking around, and like, you know, they have the numbers on the hoods and shit, and I was like, I wrote that down. They're like, this is fucking wrong, and I'm like, I didn't see a fucking license plate.
Yeah. I watched people try to find blinker fluid. I'm like, hey, I'm from fucking Missouri, so
yeah,
we change our own goddamn. If you don't change your own goddamn oil, you're a pussy. Like,
yeah, right.
I got fucked up for knowing there was no such thing as blinker fluid and ruining their fun. Oh yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah, good.
Good.
Oh, you think you're some kind of smart dude, huh?
Oh fuck! And then Saunders ran me. I fucking love Saunders. Dude. He's such a fucking guy.
Yeah.
Fucking. Oh man.
Good times.
Yeah.
Fucking heavy metal Matt, dude.
Yeah. He's fucking always like, you want to grapple? No, not again. We just grappled. Go away.
Fucking heavy metal Matt, dude. That dude's fucking nuts, man. He can shred on a guitar too.
Oh my god, yes.
He's the key of like he's actually I would call him the epiphany of hard work in
the epitome of hard work. Hell yeah, he's a fucking good dude, and like just the most obscure fucking like music collection of metal, like bands you like never heard of and shit, like fucking Nile or like.
Yeah, he's like,
I don't know, some
this is
Baby Destroyer or some shit.
And he would be like, oh, you haven't heard of them? And you're like, no, dude, they're from Scotland. Why the fuck would I know about this scream metal band?
This is fucking Norwegian black metal. How the fuck am I supposed to know about this?
I can't wait to get Saunders on here and talk about his pre-life, because there is a lot of shit I learned about Saunders. Like, I think he had a kid and shit.
Yeah?
Yeah, some crazy shit. Like
now he has 2 kids.
Yeah, but he had a kid when he was fucking.
Oh, I don't know.
A illegitimate kid, maybe, but
we can wait to talk to him about that.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to him about that.
Yeah, I remember freaking. I was on post with Light for about 6 hours on the ECP in 2007 and shit. And he was like telling me about his fucking life before the Marine Corps, how he was in a band and shit and fucking did a bunch of cool stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I totally didn't even live a life. And then Richie, I don't know if you remember Will Richie and shit like that. Before he joined the Marine Corps when he was like 17. And he's got this he had this super hot fucking supermodel fucking kind of looking girlfriend and shit. Fucking before he joined the Marine Corps, he was like in a fucking rock band and he was like touring and shit, touring the fucking States and all this kind of shit. Just a happy fucking dude, you know? And then I don't think that it really changed until years and years later, because even all the time in fucking throughout 1-4 and shit, like he's still a real happy dude. He was like one of the guys driving like one of those like fucking Ford Escape looking fucking vehicles and shit like that. In the back seat and the trunk and shit were lined with stuffed animals. It was just weird.
Hey,
but,
bro.
Dude,
I didn't.
He killed like fucking. He killed upwards of 90 fucking people with his Mark 19 and the Jop though. So
that's fucking can't say shit.
Do your thing, man.
There's nothing wrong with.
There's no pulling that guy's fucking man card. So yeah.
Wild, so man. I have a question, and I have a feeling I'll never get to ask the subject of the question, but you would probably know. Is it true that somebody got a refrigerator kill on your deployment?
No, I don't know about that.
Damn it! I wanted it to be so true.
Yeah,
I know one guy got a fucking bayonet kill.
That's a fucking good one. Wait, was it was it fixed?
It was not fixed.
Oh.
So he was a PFC, Cullenward. he was a boot fucking with Charlie Company, and he's rolling through the fucking cemetery and shit, and he's down in one of the fucking tombs and stuff. Fucking comes around this fucking corner as a one man and shit like that, and fucking ends up face to face with fucking Iraqi with his RPG slung on his shoulder and shit. So they start fucking fighting, and then goes to the ground, and he's just fighting this dude for like fucking 3 or 4 minutes, and his team leader is standing there at the top of the steps like, fuck, kill him, we're fucking kill him already. Like, oh, yeah. He pulls his bayonet out of his flak jacket and just stabs the dude all fucking slow Saving Private Ryan style right in the fucking face.
Oh, damn, in the face, though. Going for the old brainstem, I suppose, to the eyeball, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's the story that I heard anyway.
Or through the mouth. Through the mouth.
Yeah, right?
Up to the vulvar, because you already got a hole up right here.
All the areas in the front of your fucking skull and shit like that are all really soft because it's really porous around your sinuses and shit like that. And it's like super thin, flaky fucking bone. So you can kind of get through that sort of easy if you go around through the nose, or you can go through the nose hole or the eyes or anything like that. You can definitely stab something in the face pretty good.
I guess the whole going through the hole in the mouth is a little unrealistic when you just go straight through the eye. But that's kind of funny though. Just fucking kill.
The best thing would just go back, get through the cartilage and shit like that and stuff like that, right behind the fucking nose. Just go straight back toward the fucking cerebellum, dude. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's why you're a teacher. So you just taught somebody some valuable information. Don't misuse it.
Valuable information about how to fucking kill somebody and shit.
Nobody thinks it like that's a thing with Marine Corps infantry. That's like what we do all day, every day.
I'm just upset that the refrigerator kill was not real.
I knew it wasn't because PMI Sergeant Graham in boot camp spoke of the same story with one of his people. I've heard the refrigerator story told time and time again. So we actually got to figure out who actually got the refrigerator kill. I think that might have happened, but we got to figure that shit out. So
it was probably Wagner.
Man.
It was Wagner, man.
Wagner, the one that loves to cock, that one.
Yep.
Wagner that loves to cock. That one.
I think all Wagners I've met in the Marine Corps love the cock.
We should do a documentary that traces back to find the original Wagner.
the history of Wagner.
And we can pair that with the coffee table book of various penis drawings that I want to put out.
Oh, I'd like to see that shit on like a fucking Reddit thread or something like fucking called like I am Wagner, and this is where it all came from. Like, you know,
the fucking tell-all.
It was like that one dude who fucking talked about that one time where he fucking emailed the fucking commandant and shit.
Yeah.
Damn right. Wagner.
Yeah. So we're at 2.5 hours now. I'll let you get out of here.
Yeah, man.
So
all right, we'll fucking hit it up again. We'll fucking talk about 2007 fucking Iraq deployment and shit when I got an IED to the face.
We shall do that.
Dude, I can't even see the scar anymore, bro. I can't even see the scar anymore.
Oh, it's just the lighting.
It's just it's very It's fucking damn, dude. That's not even you.
Yeah.
You've been through the ringer, dog. I'm glad you're still here, man. You've been through the fucking ringer, bro.
We'll get there.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
all right, brother.
Thanks, and we'll talk to you later.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was good freaking talking with you guys.
It's always a fucking pleasure, man. That's fucking does my heart good to see you, man.
Later.
Yeah, later.
Well.
And guys, but I don't mean to, but you see, like, you could see, that's what I like about these live interviews is it you look at it, reading his body language and everything, it was not fucking, talking about it, the nervousness he must feel, he's done this shit for 20 fucking years, so many different pumps, he's getting out and coming to the civilian world. So, yeah, definitely check it.
Get ready, Warbag will be unleashed.
Yeah, Warbag's unleashed. Fucking, he's a fucking human being, man. That's all I'm saying. He's a fucking human being.
Yeah,
maybe give him a hug. No, I thank you for your service. Just start like giving people hugs, maybe. I don't fucking know, but
yeah,
he's a fucking human being, dude, and he has real fucking, real emotions. It's so that's that. Everybody, like That's all I wanted to say. It was a fucking honor, and I feel so privileged for somebody to share that fucking story with me, man. So
Yeah, if you think that there's a better way to learn about what actually happened, I don't think there is. You know,
nope.
this guy walked it, he talked it, he, you know, especially being his first deployment. This is literally baptism by fire. He was literally not only thrust into one of the biggest battles of the Iraq War, but two. You know, to do Najaf and then go to Fallujah and then to go back to Najaf, you know,
Keeping the
is
route safe for the Phantom Fury homies, and then to get it fucking steady, Herb. Like I don't know. Whenever they're talking about Christmas, I could feel the excitement, and then I could feel the extreme fucking disappointment when the general comes down and it builds them up like, yeah, we are awesome, and they're like, but you're getting extended, you know, like I could feel
yeah.
that shit. I get my fucking so
But we
you
haven't
know.
even touched. You know, this is like you said, this is only the first deployment. We haven't even touched his Purple Heart yet. We
He said
haven't.
fourth deployment. He mentioned. Yeah, I don't know if anybody fourth deployment. Like what?
Yeah,
Forget, dude. You don't look that old. So,
yeah.
but
So I hope everyone likes it and share it so that he gets the recognition that he's earned.
mhm.
And
And check out his show. His show's a little bit
yeah,
different. Like he said, he's gonna do some editing and it'll be more show like. Ours is just live, backstage with the people that make this fucking world go round. This country, going forward.
if blood makes the grass grow, he's got a green thumb. That's what I could say.
Yeah.
But hey, Joe, are you clear?
I'm all clear, brother.
I'm clear. Out.